Nurofen Express targets pain twice as fast as standard ibuprofen tablets found in many supermarkets. Nurofen Express, targeted relief from pain.
Prices these days.
I know. But it says there you'll get free breakdown cover when you buy Churchill car insurance. Really, Churchill?
Oh, yes.
He's having a laugh. He told me he was doing a sponsored parachute jump at the weekend.
Oh, no.
Call or go online before the 31st of March and get free breakdown cover.
I've been using Friends Reunited for years, mainly for keeping in touch with my mates, arranging the odd night out, and swapping news about me and the family. I gave Jeans Reunited a go as well recently. I traced my family history right back to the 17th century. I even found a couple of pirates, but no sign of any treasure. Well, not yet, anyway.
friendsreunited.co.uk and jeansreunited.co.uk. Get in touch.
On your marks, get set. Go, go, Gadget.
There he is, he's not out of ground.
Whether it's following the footsteps of future footwear, tearing up the track to take the lead,
Ow, ow, that hurt.
or getting on the case with a little cyber sleuthing.
There it is. He's addressed and everything. Gotcha, Bentley.
Plus, we've got the greatest gadget giveaway ever. The Gadget Show, tonight at 8 on 5.
On tomorrow's Right Stuff, seriously stylish Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen joins Ruthie Henschel and Steve First on the panel. One will be finding out if size matters when it comes to love. Not like that, madam. Would you love your partner just the same if they ballooned in weight or lost a ton? We'll find out 9:15 tomorrow morning, right here on 5.
Well, now on 5, let's get the latest on events worldwide with Natasha Kaplinsky and 5 News.
On 5 News, kidnapped, raped and murdered, a serial sex offender pleads guilty to killing a 17-year-old schoolgirl. 33-year-old Peter Chapman posed as a teenager on Facebook to lure Ashley Hall to her death before he confessed all to police.
Right, do you remember what you sent me in the cell? I killed somebody last night. I need to tell somebody from CID where the body is.
The judge said it was an evil scheme to trap a particularly vulnerable victim. Also, James Bulger's mum insists she must be told why one of his killers is back in jail.
I'm just sick of them closing doors in my face. It's about time they started telling me what I think I should know. As James's mother, I have a right to know.
The pioneering brain surgery that saved this boy and possibly hundreds more.
Sandra Bullock on the ground.
Jeff Bridges.
Catherine Bigelow!
A night of firsts at this year's star-studded Oscars. And a real eye-opener, we reveal just how much sleep Britons are missing out on. Hello, welcome to 5 News. I'm Natasha Kaplinsky. A convicted sex offender has been sentenced to a minimum of 35 years in jail for raping and murdering a teenage girl he met over the internet. 33-year-old Peter Chapman posed as a teenager when he met 17-year-old Ashley Hall online last October. But when she travelled to see him in real life, he killed her and dumped her body in a field. Well, today her family warned other parents to be aware of who their children are talking to. Peter Lane is at Teesside Crown Court in Middlesbrough for us. Peter, how exactly did Chapman befriend Ashley?
It was on Facebook first of all, then they used the likes of tag.com and MSN Messenger, then exchanged numbers and started texting each other. She, of course, had no idea that he was a convicted sex offender with a history of raping women at knife point. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was setting a trap.
Peter Chapman knew that he could hide. He could hide behind the pages of the internet. On social networking sites, he used the name Peter Cartwright and fake photographs to befriend teenage girls. One of them was 17-year-old Ashley Hall. She arranged to meet him, and it cost her her life. Ashley's family heard the details of her death in court, and had this very clear message to give.
Please, parents whose kids are on Facebook, please ask them to tell you who they're talking to. You just don't know who behind that photo. Look what happened to my daughter.
Yeah, we don't want anybody else to go through what we've gone through, do we?
No, it's unimaginable what me and my family are going through.
The person Ashley arranged to meet, teenager Peter Cartwright, didn't exist. In fact, police still don't know whose picture this is. The man behind the deceit was 33-year-old convicted sex offender Peter Chapman. They chatted online for almost a month. Peter Chapman knew that he'd need one last lie to get Ashley to this spot. He knew that as soon as she saw him, the game would be up. So on the day of the meeting, he pretended to be Peter Cartwright's dad, sent along to give her a lift. And that's why she got in the car. He brought her here, he raped her, he murdered her, and he dumped her body. In a bizarre turn of events, Chapman was arrested the next day, not for murder, but because he'd failed to comply with routine checks on the sex offenders register. And once in custody, he made a startling admission.
I killed somebody last night. I need to tell somebody from CID where the body is.
You dressed in caution to which you replied, I knew it was coming. That's why I had to tell you today. I couldn't just leave her like that. I knew someone would find her. Has anyone been in touch with her family?
Inside Chapman's car, police found some of Ashley's clothes, her phone, and the silver tape used to suffocate her. The evidence against him was overwhelming. He was sentenced to a minimum of 35 years, but the judge said he may never be released.
And Peter, the judge had a warning of his own, didn't he, to parents?
He said this case highlights the very real dangers that can be associated with social networking sites, and the police had a message as well. They've said to teenagers, look, if you don't want to talk to your parents about what you're doing, if you insist on going and meeting people in the flesh, having met them online, take some friends with you. Whatever you do, don't go on your own.
Peter, thank you. The mother of James Bulger says she should be told why one of his killers was recalled to prison. Denise Fergus described her torment since she was told that John Venables had been put back in jail. But despite allegations emerging that Venables had committed child pornography offences, Justice Secretary Jack Straw has insisted he won't reveal any more information. Our chief correspondent, Jonathan Samuels, has more.
This photo of John Venables was taken 17 years ago. Whatever angle you take, whatever speculation you listen to, whatever picture of him is painted, this is still the only official clue we have to his identity. Holding his hand, John Venables led toddler James Bulger to his death, along with another 10-year-old Robert Thompson. Now Venables, under a new name, is back in custody. James's mum is furious the authorities haven't told her why.
I don't know whether he's gone on to kill someone else. Or I've had sleepless nights. I'm not eating again. I've had to pull my kids out of school. It's just one massive roller coaster again for me. As James's mother, I have a right to know. I did say 9 years ago, if they would release them to, I can't even name them, then they will go on to re-offend, and that's exactly what's happening now if these allegations in the paper are true.
Those allegations suggest Venables has been accused of possessing child pornography. Pressure is now mounting on Justice Secretary Jack Straw. Today he said Venables' secret identity has been revealed, but he can't say any more.
This is because the police and the Director of Public Prosecutions have advised that a premature disclosure of information could undermine the integrity of the criminal justice process, including the continuing investigation and the potential for a prosecution in the future.
This lawyer told me too much information about Venables could prejudice any future trial.
Until he's proven guilty and found guilty by a court, he is an innocent man, and we have to treat him that way. That's the way we treat everybody. That's what we do in a civilized society. And this sort of vigilante justice, which seems to be called for from quarters in Liverpool, is extremely unhelpful.
James Bulger would have been celebrating his 20th birthday in a few days' time. 18 years after his death, his mum still has many unanswered questions.
Well, let's speak to Jonathan now at the Ministry of Justice. Jonathan, Jack Straw's statement today not at all what James's mother would have hoped for.
Yes, Natasha, especially because Jack Straw this morning hinted that he might well give more information later on in the day, but when push came to shove and he stood up in the Commons, he went back on that and decided not to give any more information. He did say he will meet Denise Fergus and James Bulger's father in the next couple of days. Maybe they can come to some sort of agreement or compromise, because Denise Fergus also said she too doesn't want to prejudice any future criminal proceedings.
Jonathan, thank you. A British couple who are being held hostage by Somali pirates have reportedly been allowed to spend time with each other. Paul and Rachel Chandler had been kept separate since being kidnapped last October, but a doctor said he advised their captors to reunite them because it had been affecting their health. It was bad news for Brits and worse still for the film Avatar, but last night the Oscars proved that good things do come to those who wait. Nearly 40 years after his first nomination, Jeff Bridges finally won Best Actor, and Sandra Bullock beat our very own Kerry Mulligan to Best Actress to win her first Oscar. And for the first time ever, a woman was named Best Director. Well, let's speak to Minnie, who's in LA for us. So, Minnie, what a night. How was it?
Natasha, hello. Very glamorous, lots of fun. One story, though, on the front pages here this morning, The Hurt Locker. They picked up 6 awards. Catherine Bigelow winning Best Director. She even beat her ex-husband, Avatar director James Cameron. So plenty of reason for her and all the other winners to party. And a warning, this report contains some flash photography. The Oscars. Nowhere else in the world can you see elbow to elbow, cheek to cheek, the famous, the fabulous, and of course, their frocks.
You in that red dress, what a parent. I kept staring, we couldn't have said less. Can't let my head rest thinking about you.
Once the niceties were over, the competition began. And what competition? The top nominees all lined up to open the show. But it was
Sandra Bullock.
who picked up the Oscar for Best Actress for The Blind Side. Not before jokingly snubbing a kiss from fellow nominee Meryl Streep. Bullock, as ever, composed, even cracking jokes about her rival nominees.
Carrie, your grace and your elegance and your beauty and your talent makes me sick. Helen, I feel like we are family through family, and I don't have the words to express just what I think of you. And Meryl, you know what I think of you, and you're such a good kisser.
And then she lost it a little.
If I can take this moment to thank Helga B. For not letting me writing cards with boys till I was 18, because she was right, I would have done what she said I was going to do.
Jeff Bridges was first up for an Oscar nearly 40 years ago, and after 5 nominations, it was finally his turn.
Mom and Dad, yeah, look! Woo!
But the name of the film that just kept being called out was...
The Hurt Locker.
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 The low-budget war film won more awards than any other, including the biggies, Best Film and Best Director.
Catherine Bigelow!
This really is, there's no other way to describe it. It's the moment of a lifetime.
Catherine Bigelow made Oscars history by becoming the first woman ever to win in the Best Director category. And where better a place to celebrate an achievement like that than at a Hollywood after party. There isn't a bigger Oscars party than the Vanity Fair one.
I was sitting in the front row, and the whole show seems like it's all going on for you.
I don't remember anything that really happened in the last 2 hours. Total blank.
I knew whose name was going to come out of the envelope, but I think everybody did. It would be that moment would be much more enjoyable if there wasn't a camera up just now.
The parties here went on all night, but it was the ones who went home with a gold statue who probably had the most fun.
So quite a night, Minnie, but not without its controversy.
Yeah, Natasha, controversy and also confusion. You'll remember every year they do a video memorial to remember people who have passed away in Hollywood in the last year. This year they remembered Brittany Murphy and Patrick Swayze, but one significant icon missing from that list, Farrah Fawcett, the Charlie's Angels star. People asking here whether she was deliberately snubbed or whether she was just forgotten.
OK, Minnie, thank you very much. Now, it may look like a simple music video, but to 16-year-old Sarah Phillips, it is a poignant and a very fitting tribute to her much-loved mum. Sarah recorded herself singing one of her favourite songs as her mother Debbie was dying from cancer. And after setting it to footage from their holiday videos, it's become something of an internet hit. Here's Matt.
Autumn leaves under frozen snow.
It's pitch perfect, performed into a mobile phone under the most difficult circumstances. Sarah Phillips' mum, Debbie, was hours from losing her 4-year battle with cancer. And so, just across the landing from where her mum was dying, Sarah came here to her own bedroom to gather her thoughts.
I just wanted a bit of peace and quiet because everyone was a bit crazy in the house, obviously.
Because your mum was just down the landing?
Yeah, she was literally hours away from death, so I just needed a bit of time for myself because all of our friends had been sort of surrounding the bed the whole time and then coming down upset, and I felt like I needed to comfort them.
16-year-old Sarah sat at her desk and glanced at the lyrics to Paolo Nutini's song Autumn, and then she decided to sing it.
Like these autumn leaves, I don't have nothing to hold.
A family friend put Sarah's voice to music, while her dad put together this video. It's now been seen on YouTube by 100,000 people, and Sarah's dad says his wife would have loved it.
She probably, like me, would have been slightly surprised at how well Sarah sings, but that's just parents possibly. And then she'd have said, "That's lovely, darling, but have you done your homework?"
I think she would have been slightly, "Oh wow, you did that for me," even though obviously I would because she's my mother.
Debbie Phillips was 48 when she died of cervical cancer last month. There are plans to release Sarah's song as a single to raise money for research and give others more hope of beating the disease. Matt Barbette, 5 News.
How moving. Coming up here on 5 News. Mystery deaths. Police investigate why 3 people jumped from this tower block. And we'll bring you the story you'll probably lose sleep over. All that and a lot more here on 5. Don't go away. See you very soon.
5 USA's got the perfect formula for your Wednesday nights.
I'm not going to apologize for the money I make.
What about the devastation you caused?
You really did this. You took over 4 illegal markets at the same time.
You've got international criminal cartels after you.
An infinite amount of overwhelming odds, divided by the FBI's top squad. Add 5 US